Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. Before I jump into all the details, I just want to mention that wickedstocks.com yesterday put out a stock pick on Doximity Incorporated. They are an online medical professional networking community. They're a stock, a large cap stock, and right on the edge of a meaningful buy signal. We provide all the specifics in that stock pick. The 3 to 5 week time frame appears to show the better part of a 20% move. And over time, by the end of the year, upwards of 35-40%. That we are anticipating following the buy signal. But we give all the specifics, and you can see it for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You'll also see the stock pick will release tomorrow, Thursday. There are other recent stock picks that are still relevant and pending. We keep you updated on all the information, on all the stock picks. Moving line studies are updated every week, so you can stay tuned into what our objectives are, et cetera, et cetera. So go to wickedstocks.com and take advantage of that 5-day free trial. You'll also have daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, a weekly Apple stock analysis, etc. So here we are, NVIDIA. Weekly bar chart going back some 2.5 years. We settled several weeks ago, 2 weeks ago last Friday actually, above this 150.11 descending channel top that is probably better represented here, then setting up 175.51 as a 2 to 3 month objective. And that remained in effect, despite the fact that the market has quieted considerably over the last week and a half following that buy signal. We also have 153.13. That is the previous all-time high from last February. And that is just a minor point right now. I actually see really the 154.33 channel bottom as our pullback support for the day and really through the week. I mean, I could also make this a 3-star support level, but I just hate bunching everything all together. It sort of dilutes the significance, if you will, of that 150.11 to 150.40 region, which is obviously 150.11 is that descending channel top, base of long-term support, able to contain selling into August activity, and above which 175.51 remains a 2 to 3 month target that is now backed up by this 5-6 week channel bottom at 150.40. So it is this area in the 150 handle that is your base of support, and I don't expect to see that unless we might close today, for instance, which I don't see happening, below 154.33. 154.33 can contain daily, possibly weekly selling pressures. And once tested, we can round up to new highs again. So 154.33 should be considered kind of your 3 to 5 day swing trade. It precedes that long-term support area. So that might be all she wrote to the downside. In other words, we could dip to 154.33 over the next few days, and I'm not expecting it. But if we do, it may well contain selling, as I say, through the rest of July, because from here we can round up to new highs again, anticipating still, the 175.51 2 to 3 month objective.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Upside, we've got 162.68, and I just have that as an intraday resistance, a simple trend line across the highs that is the basis of the channel bottom at 154.33. It can contain intraday, potentially daily buying pressures, but be careful playing the short side here. That would be a new all-time high. You're fading a rally, but if you're an experienced day trader, you have at it. I will say, if we close today above 162.68, we should by Friday's close over the next day or two reach this simple trend line across the highs that have played out following that April low, well suited to contain daily highs. And from here, we could also fall away into next week. But once again, I don't want to make any strong assumptions because we are ultimately anticipating the 175 handle as an objective. And while 166.83 can contain daily buying pressures, closing above it should come as no great surprise in the next week or so, week or two. And truth is, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, it converges anyway with 175.44. So there's the possibility we could top out here for a day and not even ease back, but just sort of trade sideways and consolidate for a day or two before continuing and ride this trend line all the way up to our overall objective in the 175 handle. That is one potential scenario. Getting back to the day itself, as I speak, the futures markets, and this is before obviously NVIDIA opens, but the futures markets overnight are a little weak. And so we thought we'd throw in this channel bottom at 156.58, well suited for aggressive day traders. 156.58 is nothing more than a 3-day descending channel bottom that can contain intraday selling pressures. And then 162.68 can contain intraday buying pressures. And all the minor points inside have been carefully chosen. For instance, 160.98 is nothing more than Friday's all-time high. And if we push through it, 162.68 is likely. But getting back to 156.58, if we break 156.58, then I am expecting 154.33 on an intraday basis. So your intraday downside, breaking 156.58, 154.33 expected. Upside pushing through 162.68 does allow 166.83 on a daily basis where we could top out for the day and possibly through the rest of the week. And if we close above 166.88, once again, we're just a week or two away from reaching our overall 2 to 3 month objective. Back to this image. And I've already said it, but if we close below 154.33, I don't expect that today, but it certainly could happen. And if so, we then slip into the significant zone of long-term support between 150.11 and 150.40. 150.40 is a 4 or 5 week channel bottom, well suited in its own right to contain selling through next week and into later July. And 150.11 is, of course, this channel top that spans about a year of activity and is formed from the 2 spike lows last summer and again in April. We closed clearly above it. Classic buy signal into the mid 170s, anticipated over the next 2 to 3 months, possibly sooner. 175.51, by the way, if or when tested, can absorb buying on a quarterly basis, which is to say quite possibly through the rest of the year. One more thing I'm going to say, and this is irrelevant for the day itself, but if over the next week or so we were to close below 150.11, I only anticipate 140.04. I see this 3-month channel bottom as our aggressive downward pivot point through the rest of the third quarter. But until then, we could close below 150.11 and slip into the 140.04 region, which is climbing, by the way, and will also convert to 150.11 over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So this is the importance of kind of the day-to-day analysis to see where all the trend structures kind of line up. But closing at this stage below 150.11, below 140s become a 1 to 2 week target that can then absorb selling through August. And from here we can round up again to new highs. Closing below 140.04 does not only neutralize bullish momentum from the last 3 months, but shift momentum into the bearish column as we continue into August and September. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I'm going to leave you with, I always like to leave you with a chart that is appropriate for the day, and this is it. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's NVIDIA report. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com, take advantage of our 5-day free trial. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's NVIDIA, and you have a great day.